So tonight, we are going to do some stuff with the Mikrotik, particularly QoS and QoS. I figured the way we'd start this is we'll do some very simple stuff with QoS. Maybe even so simple they're not realistic, but they will show you how QoS work.
You start with a general term anyways. We can talk about interface throttling and stuff like that.
Yep. And then if we...
Well, what's Mikrotik?
Okay, I'm brand new guy.
Yeah, I'm brand new.
We'll start fresh here. This is a tool called Winbox. These are called router boards, and they're routers that have a proprietary version of Linux on them, made by a company named Mikrotik.
Okay.
They make lots of different kinds of routers. We like them because they're cheap and fast.
Bring up the.
They have Linux on them. It is proprietary Linux, so we're kind of skewing our morals here. But you can SSH. There's lots of like command line CLI. This is their tool to log in graphically. It has this nice neighbors tab that will. It's similar to Cisco CDP Discovery Protocol. It's their own version of it. It's actually the open version of Cisco Discovery Protocol, but you can connect it layer 2 or through IP, which is nice. Is there a password set?
No.
Do you know what's on this?
It's what we did last time.
Okay. I don't remember what that is, but
Firewalls. So basically, clear the firewall.
Oops. So let's go look at firewalls.
Because I don't know what we did actually.
Yeah, I'm just going to delete it all.
We were kind of messing around, so.
All right. So now blank slate on the firewall.
Yeah. We'll be working with Mangle. But,
Okay. We're not going to go into the deeper networking stuff that we've gone over in the past with Mikrotiks. Are you familiar with networking at all? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an electrical engineer, so
Awesome. Have you taken a networking class or
I'm
set up
taking a
routers?
computer forensic course. I'm taking a
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So, in the firewall, there's different parts. What I just deleted were the actual filter rules. That's what most people think of when they think of firewall. But there's a lot more that goes on in a firewall. We're going to deal with the Mangle part of the firewall, which allows us to mark packets. Are you familiar with like the detail of what a TCP packet might look like?
What it might look like.
All right, let's look. Let me find the
I know
packet
what a
diagram.
TCP packet is.
It's all right. We need a review anyway.
Okay.
yeah, we're kind of jumping into quite a few things. We're going to cover connections too, which is a little different than packets, but very important for mangling.
Okay, so I think that's a good one. I assume it's a TCP packet since that's what I searched for.
It is.
So in a packet, you have all these pieces. In an individual packet's what goes down the wire from your router. So there will be thousands of packets that make up any one thing you do on the network. So the important parts of a packet are the ports.
Kind of all important, really. I mean, this is the headers of one of the most important.
This isn't a full diagram.
No, it's not. It's
This
just
is
a
not
header.
what I'm looking for. Let's see what else we got. This is closer to what I want. To give you the idea, the packet is made up of different parts that are encapsulated within each other. In the end, the end result that you want is this data part. That's your payload. That's what you're trying to send to the other side. Everything else on top of that is overhead that is necessary for all the machines along the chain to actually work together to pass that data. And every layer adds a new set of bits that encapsulate the data. So what we're going to be working with in TCP, I don't know if either of them actually showed it. There's actually two ways to do QoS. One way will actually modify the packet and set something called QoS. It's the DSCP bits, which I think are reserved as experimental, aren't they? I don't think it's actually meant for QoS, but everybody uses it for QoS.
Maybe so.
But it's like 3 bits that gives you 0 through 7. So you can use that 0 through 7, that 3 bits, to define a priority. I don't think they actually show the DSC pins.
I think you need more than 7 though.
Oh wait, I think there can be, but I think like the standard is 3 bits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe so.
VLANs also only have 3 bits. VLANs is not called DSCP. They have another set of bits that's also reserved as experimental, but it's used for QoS a lot too. And you can seamlessly, like if you take a normal data packet and then you're going to encapsulate it in a VLAN, you can tell the router with a rule to take those 3 bits and copy them to the 3 bits of the VLAN tag that set priority as well.
How many tag VLANs do you have?
I don't know what the actual standard says, but different equipment has different limits. I think in Mikrotik it's like 4,000 something. But it depends on the hardware, I'm pretty sure.
How many? Do they have a byte reserved for the VLAN tag? Yeah.
There is a field for it,
Okay.
and there's a definite size of that field.
Well, I think that goes in the options for the packet. I think that's the options part of the header, where you can specify other things. Because VLANs weren't really created when the TCP protocol was invented.
It's way. It's old school.
4 bytes.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure what the difference between the nested and I don't know. I don't know if it's 4 or 8.
It's something you don't want to talk about anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's all interesting though.
Outer and the inner is 4 bits. Well, I'm just saying it says outer and inner.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not sure
It's
what the
like-
difference between outer and inner is. If you can use it as a whole or if they have different functions. Anyway, so there's this idea of setting priorities on different types of traffic, which is really what we're getting to. And you can set that in the packet using these bits I'm talking about. Or you can just control it at a router level, but that doesn't stay in the packet when you send it down the line. So there's 2 paradigms here. One actually changes the packet information so that you can use it in other routers later on. And the other paradigm is just within your own router, setting up different types of priorities and queues. That doesn't actually change the data. And both are valuable in different ways. So let's talk about the difference between packets and connections, because that's going to be very important as well. We talked about this a little bit last time we did some Mikrotik stuff. So every packet that sends down the wire is not going to have all the information of what you're trying to do. If I'm watching, just because I like to play with crazy ideas, let's use a connectionless protocol as an example of a connection. Let's use UDP. You're going to stream a video from somewhere, Netflix maybe. They like to just, because it's video, there's a lot of overhead and error checking in TCP. So they just stream it straight up, and if you lose some packets, it's fine usually, unless you lose a lot, then it's not fine. But usually you can compensate for lost packets. Which will also be an important idea later on, is the idea that it's okay to lose packets. So with UDP, it's just a broad stream sending it one way. That's why they call it connectionless. But there's still a connection. It's still you saying, hey, I want this, and then it replies back and says, okay. And this originally came in Linux. I think everybody else started doing it. But there's the idea of not just tracking packets, but to track an initial connection and then everything that flows along that connection. So they're going to watch you make the connection to Netflix, and then they're going to mark everything else that is a reply to that coming from Netflix as that connection.
Because there are certain things that will change. A lot of SSL protocols, once it makes the initial connection, the packet may not look like it was before.
Yeah, or you may not even know what the packet is because it's encrypted.
But the only way to reference it is the original connection that it made that I'm talking to this person
Right.
using this protocol.
I want a security certificate from Google.
Yeah.
After that, everything else, you have no idea what's going on because it's
Looks
encrypted.
like gibberish.
But you can still track the connection because the initial person asking for a security certificate, you know now that there's an encrypted connection and that this is all the data that flows along that connection.
And the only reason that connection exists is because there's a database in any router that does any kind of routing that sorts out who was talking to who at what time and what it all means. Because it has to keep track of it anyways.
So, as you might be able to imagine, if we can mark a connection, not a packet, if we were to mark every packet and try to figure out a priority, that would be so much work for the router. The CPU, the memory, everything. That's really intensive. So if we can mark a connection and then say that everything that's that connection we want to do something with, then the router doesn't have to look inside of every packet and figure out what's there. It only has to know the first few that make the connection, which is important for what we're doing too. You can do it either way, and what we'll end up doing is both. You mark the connection, and then you mark the packets that are part of that connection. But if you were to mark just packets without the connection, it would be so intense, it'd be ridiculous.
Especially if you have a really busy LAN connection.
Yeah.
Like if,
And this is where Nathan's knowledge is really going to come in handy tonight. The QoS I do are still the basics. He works for an ISP. They're doing quality of service on a massive scale with massive amounts of data and massive amount of users. He's doing QoS world stuff that most people don't touch.
we'll keep it easy and basic today, though.
Yeah, we
No
won't
worries.
we won't go to the stuff they're doing.
We'll set it up like your average home office or whatever else.
All right. Oops. I lost my pointer. There it is. All right. We'll move this to the side. So back to here. There's Mangle, which is what we're going to use to actually mark the packets. Now it's important to note that anything we do in Mangle, unless we specifically tell it to, is not going to change the bits in the packet that I've been talking about that might set priority. So anything we do with Mangle isn't going to get passed to the next router down the line, unless we specifically do something special to make that happen. Change those bits, essentially. So as we talk about the logic of what we can do with this, remember it's specific to this router and the data flowing through it. Another important part will be queues. Bye, Tom. Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Queues.
Actually, let's just start with queues, because simple queues are going to be
Yeah.
the easiest thing to do.
Yep, I agree.
If you're not concerned about, I want to limit SSH traffic over HTTP traffic, for instance. If I just want to say, like, if it's coming from this group of IPs, then I don't want them to be overpowering this group of IPs, which is a pretty generic scenario. Let's say that you have a guest wireless and a public or a private wireless on the same router. You may want to guest people to not overpower the rest of your network. You can just easily
Is that
make
set
it
up
simple.
here? Can we do that?
We have some wireless setup. I'm connected to it right now.
Oh, only one. We
But-
can quickly make another though.
Yeah. Yeah, we can make another. Just make a.
Yeah, because it's a really good example.
You gotta make the virtual IP first. Oh, never mind.
I'll use the cheating method.
You gotta make an address. Make an address first. Make a virtual IP and an address on it, and then you can use the wizard.
It'll crash if I don't have one yet?
It just won't
I knew I
automatically
hated the
do it
wizard.
for you because it doesn't know.
What's it plugged into?
The WSU one.
Oh.
Just like we had last time.
Let's make our public a 10 dot. Oops, forgot the support part. Okay, so I just set the IP. So a bridge is like, it's like a logical switch. That's a really simple way to think about it. So I set up a bridge that will be all of our public interfaces we can put into this bridge. In our case, it will just be the wireless LAN that will be the public one. So I set an IP on that bridge on the public network of 10.0.1.1. So now we're going to set up a DHCP server. I don't know why that did that. Oh wait,
Yeah,
I don't know what that. Okay. So now we have a public and private bridge DHCP server. And we can make a virtual access point. It's public. We only have one wireless card in here, one radio. So there's this technology of virtual access points, and you can have like hundreds and
Yeah,
run
but
good.
it's not efficient at that point.
Well, you end up like it's surprisingly efficient, actually.
If you have a lot of chatter on it, it gets a little CPU heavy.
It can, yes. From what I've seen, it didn't start causing problems until they had like 80, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and who the hell needs 80? I don't. Anyway, so we're gonna set up this virtual one. You have to say the master is the one we have. Let's call it WuLUG public.
Are we able to see this on our phones? Or
You can
Yeah,
actually see
you
both of
can
them
connect right now, and you should have internet.
One of them is called WuLUG 24R1, and this one, the other one will be WuLUG public. So
how much is one of these things?
That-
about $75.
The cheapest one, the cheapest one's like $40.
Yeah.
But
It's got
for
the same operating system.
All right, there's
Oh.
something I want to bring up later. I have with me that we'll talk. I want to. Let's
Okay.
continue, man. This is.
all right.
Glad
You haven't even seen
glad you enjoyed.
you haven't even seen the good stuff yet. You haven't even seen the good
Okay, yeah. Keep talking, man. Keep talking. I'm buying what you're selling.
stuff. I'm glad to see that, actually.
Yeah, anyway, you can connect to either one of the APs right now. If you could split a couple people onto each one of them, that'd be good, so we could choose some queue.
Oh, is this one not secure?
No, neither one of them is. Don't worry
Okay.
about it, don't worry.
Yeah. So we could easily set up security.
Check registration.
Um,
Make sure the people are alive.
so yeah, we got one on public and 2 on private.
That's me on public.
Okay.
That's,
Anybody not connected yet that's going to?
Didn't want
Alright.
to.
Let's try
No
to
pressure.
Mine's still
Yeah.
obtaining an IP address
on the public.
on the public. Boom. Is that me now?
No, that's check DHCP servers. Actually, I'll leave that.
I'm attempting to connect to the WuLUG public right now.
You're attempting, but it's not going.
Oh,
It still says connecting.
it still says it's still trying to obtain an IP.
Is Allie the doctor?
Yep.
I'm sorry. I want to join. My brother just emailed me. Sorry.
It's cool.
Sorry. I'm really.
There's no problem. I don't think that matters, but let's troubleshoot what's going on here.
Let's see, yeah.
101. And you're stuck at obtaining an IP?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it act
It
like
says
it?
connecting.
Okay. Let's look at the logs.
Check your bridge.
Oh, duh. I forgot to add it to the bridge.
Yeah, so we made the virtual switch. We didn't put anything on it.
So the virtual AP, we need to add to bridge public. Now I'm sure it'll go quickly.
You may need to reconnect, but yeah, it should.
Yeah, I see it going.
You should be assigned.
Okay.
Oh wow, man.
Let me throw my phone into the private here.
Yeah, there you go. I should be on now. Connected.
Yeah, connect.
What should I join? Private?
Yeah, I got my laptop
24 or
on
one.
private, so.
That must be me. Okay. So we got people connected to both here. So now we see the physical people connected. We know that there's data. We're using both public and private. Let's go make a queue.
It just stores the MAC address. There's no way to log what went my phone.
If it depends on your device. If we go look at IP, DHCP
And then
server.
Would you get the MAC address of each phone, or would you get the
Yeah.
DNS, or what is it?
If you have a host name set, which Android does this.
Ah.
She's on Android, so I can tell that she's on a rooted Android. Because normal Android won't let you change that.
And my
My laptop is Megatron.
Congratulations, by the way.
So,
Metatron? Who's Metatron?
That's me. Actually, that's my laptop.
Nice.
Anyway, iPhones will let you change it. When you set the name of your iPhone, it'll change that field as well. So that's about the only place that you might be able to quickly get information to figure out who it is. You can always look at the packets and see what they're sending, but that's out of the scope of tonight's lecture. Although we'll kind of touch on a little bit of that. So from there, you can match that to a MAC address, and then from there, what else do you need to know? So let's go back to our queues. Start with a simple queue. When you make a new queue, let's do a very simple example before we start trying to. Well, okay. I don't know what our connection is here.
Not fast.
Not fast, that's for sure. Says, do you want to retry and go to the WSU one?
Well, maybe better than you think, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to load a website.
Oh yeah? Something might be wrong then. Mine seems to be working good. So you can't load a website?
Yes.
Wow. Holy shit.
I got 40 meg.
I'm pulling 180 megs right now. So.
Yeah. There's 200 megs over the whole interface right now.
Oh, I might be on. It switched me back to WC Secure. I don't know why.
There was 200 megs on my whole interface.
I'm gonna shut my wireless interface off of my laptop.
Upload is 165.
Yeah,
How did that happen? Is it just...
I'm happy. All right, so we got 200 megabits.
Pretty much.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, so I'm going to disconnect and reconnect.
Wow. Latency's not that good, but jitter is really good. So that actually tells me that they don't have very good queues in place because the latency is high. But jitter is good, so latency doesn't have to be high.
So, or which one are you on? Are you in the public or the private one?
Hang on, let me
Because I'm still not getting very good
I'm on
signal
the
out of the
public.
on the
Yeah.
let me
public-
turn off.
on the public.
Let me see what's going on here.
Yeah, because I'm still on my 4G. Something's.
When I
I don't
go
have
through the wire, yeah, I'm still, my wireless is off. I'm only plugged in through a cable to that router, and I'm still pushing 150 megabits easy with whatever else you guys are doing through the wireless. So, you're on the public and you're having issues? Can you
Yeah.
can you surf anywhere at all in the public?
No, it's.
No.
Okay, so there's something broken. Let's check DNS. That seems happy. Connection rates are good. You have IP addresses. You're in the bridge. NAT, that's why.
That for sure. Yep.
Alright. So I have to go back to our firewall, and there's this NAT rule. We only have one, we're supposed to have two. So, you familiar with NAT? Everybody remember that, or do we need to go over NAT again?
No.
Okay, so NAT is, where it masks your private network and puts it behind the public. So, we have a NAT rule for our private one, we don't for our public one, so I'm just going to copy it and update it. 10.0.1.0.
Shit.
Alright, now it should
Boom.
scream.
Yeah. Wow.
So the problem is that because we did not have a NAT rule, it was using the private IP that we made on the university's network, which didn't know how to respond because that was not in their routers. But since we NATed it behind our interface that is plugged into their network, they had a route back, and then our router just pretended that it was on their network. So if we didn't want a NAT, we would have had to been able to change their routing tables, which they're not going to let us do. All right. Problem solved. Back to queues. So we have 200 megabit pipeline, which I think is maybe the best I've ever had. So, I should do torrents on the University of Maryland. So how are we gonna carve this 200 megabits out? Maybe we should just pretend we have something smaller to be more realistic.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's say we have 10 megabits.
Yeah, say 10.
Um,
Actually, you can cap it if you go to interfaces and Ether 1.
we can cap
Hey,
it.
how come it's so high?
Because we're in a university.
Oh, duh.
Just
Okay.
let's show some basic interface caps. Let's
Alright, let's do that.
Let's limit it to 10 megabits. So go to Ethernet interface 1. And we'll
So there's the interfaces tab, where it lists all of our interfaces. And Ether 1 is our gateway. That's what's plugged into the university network.
yeah, it's the first thing that's plugged in.
So here, there's this bandwidth, RxTX. Let's cap it at
10 meg, 10 meg.
10M, 10M.
I don't know, I think we should do.
Just for added information in Mikrotik, if
There's some extra.
if you wanted to do that, it's not happy. You would have to do that.
Really?
It won't do decimals.
It's not
Why?
happy about that either.
It's not happy about that
I
one either.
just,
This says 10.5.
That should be okay. Why isn't it happy? Oh, it should be small k.
no, it's got to be 10.5, 105K. Because that would be a million.
Yeah, that's why I thought I was
100,000.
happy.
Yeah,
Keep going,
'cause-
one more.
One more.
Sorry.
That's all good.
I'll put a big,
What?
Put
Oh.
a big K in there. Oh. Maybe it's not happy about Ks. No, it is.
It should be 10,500k for 10 megs.
Oh, there it is.
Hang on.
You took the K out, it went blue.
Yeah.
Maybe just
I would
10
do
megs
like
is the-
Yeah, I don't know.
64K. I think you should do 64K because that
Let's
would
just,
drive.
well, we're gonna limit the whole interface to 10 megs, up and down.
That's a bug.
That is a bug. That should have worked. It should be 10,500k. I don't know why. Anyway, I think he's right. That's a bug.
Oh no, it only lets you do it in increments of like 30, 16 maybe?
Oh, really?
32, 64? Yeah, increments of 64. 128, 512.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
That is weird. All right.
So you could do it. You could do 10512 maybe. No, not quite.
Anyway.
Just stick with mix.
Yeah, we're stick with megs.
So now we're gonna.
By the way, some of these things are in the Mikrotiks, and some of these things are Linux kernel things. And I'm guessing because of the oddness of that, that's a Linux kernel thing. And there must be a reason.
Yeah, something.
I don't know what.
Show
If
the
you did your
interface-
research, you could probably
Show the
figure it out.
interfaces real quick.
Um,
You guys can see it capped at 10 megs. Actually, look at traffic. There you go.
Um,
I'm just trying to speed test.
yeah, let me run one too, just because we can.
If both of us run a speed test, this thing is gonna crawl though.
You can see we're both receiving right now. Well, now we're receiving and sending. I'm still receiving. He must be
I'm doing one too.
sending.
But yeah, you'll never see it. It's peaking at 12 just because burst packets are probably getting through. But
Yeah. It levels down to 10 though. Like,
it's the average 10 for sure.
yeah. So there you go. That was all of our speed tests. Let's look they're over now. Still handled it really well, even with the limit. But you can clearly see that it capped it at 10, or averaged it at 10. It's not an exact cap.
So even if you wanted to, in a very simple way, if you take that public wireless interface, you can do the same thing. You can set a simple bandwidth cap right on it.
See, it has the exact same fields. Well, it looks different here, but
Yeah. But yeah, the
There it
TX
is.
and RX rates. Cut it right out.
Oh, can we only set it on the master? Is that the deal?
Oh, maybe. No, that's just rates. Maybe you can't do it on the interface anymore.
I think it's not.
Well, you can set it on the AP, but it's different a little bit.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because we got simple queues.
Yep, so the queues are really the way to do this. We're gonna leave that running just so we got good data in the background. Let's go back to our queues. All right, so we got 10 megabits. We wanna carve this out between private and public. CJ, do you have a marker? Oh, never mind. Got one.
Oh, man, it's terrible.
That is terrible. There's probably one on the other board over there. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I got it, John.
Right close to the projector. This was 4 feet.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
10 megabits per second. We want to divide this between public and private. What are we going to give them? How are we going to divide it? Well, it seems reasonable. We got 10 megabits, so I don't know. What should we give the
for
public?
3?
3 and 7?
I would say
Okay.
3 and 10.
Yeah, 3 and 10.
Can you do that?
Yeah, we sure can.
That would be how I would do a business at least. I would not deprive them of any of their
We'll actually talk about, this raises an interesting question. Let's do this first and then we'll talk about something. So, public and private. When we set up our queue, we're going to name it Q1 public. The target, when you target a subnet, you're not targeting individual clients, you're targeting the entire subnet.
in and out.
So 10.0.1.0/24.
No destination.
Nope. We're not going to worry about burst yet. We'll talk about that later, though. So the max limit, 3M, and upload, since we're on a symmetric connection, that makes it easy. And there's really nothing else we have to touch right now. Not until we get to mangling stuff.
So this is really where to set these limits is in here.
Yes, this is really where you should set the limits.
Unless you really want to just clamp an interface. If you just want to clamp an interface, it's easy enough just to do it right there.
Yeah, that's like the quick and dirty way to do it. And the other power of queues is there's different kinds of queues that might be appropriate for different scenarios.
Everything does
and
have a purpose.
we'll get to that here in a second. Let's stay with what we're doing now. So I'm going to copy this queue, make another one, Q2 private, 192.168. Anybody remember what it was? 3.1. 3.0/24. This one, we're going to give the full 10.
Yeah, because it's just limiting the cap. I thought it was dividing the bandwidth or something like that. Like,
Well, that's an interesting thing. It's
Yeah.
not, it could be a hard divide if you want it to be.
yeah, this is a soft divide. It's just saying, okay, we have 200, I'm limiting everyone to 10.
So what's going to happen when there's a conflict? What happens when we're pulling 9 megabits per second here and we're pulling 3 megabits per second here, potentially?
Well, based on your rules, on a rule, you would set who has priority.
That would be the right way to handle it. We haven't said that yet.
Yeah, so now it's...
This is a bad marker. Oh, I use a bad marker. Bad marker's bad. Well, the true answer to that is it depends on what kind of queue you have. Simple queues just drop it, don't they? When they get full?
Any queue when it gets full.
Yeah. So any queue when it's full drops the packet.
There's a
But
certain-
different types of queues drop them in different ways.
Yeah, there's a certain buffer time where it will hold the packet until it thinks it can get it out. But if that time expires, it's just going to throw it away, and you have to resend it.
Simple queues are just FIFO, right?
I believe they just drop. Yeah.
So first in, first out, and then like once
Well-
it's full, right? And then
There's priority. It has.
well until you set priority.
Yeah.
By default.
In advanced.
So yes, what we will do here on private, Priority 8's the lowest, and that's default.
8, everything begins at 8. On the
So
whole.
since we're on private, let's put it at like 5 or something.
So now in our example, for sure, if that person's running 9 and the public's running 3, someone's got limited. It only picks the lowest priority to limit first, and that's going to be that 3 megs. So that's going to get dropped down to 1 meg for sure.
Yeah. So now this will always have priority over that. Before we go too far, a lot of people, when they first come to queues, can't wrap their head around the idea that we're dropping packets. This is a good thing. It is. You don't want a lot of packet loss. Obviously, that's bad. That's why people have trouble wrapping their heads around it. Inherently, networking protocols are designed to be able to handle dropped packets. Otherwise, none of them would work ever. Packets are going to get dropped. So we have this trade-off. Are we dropping so many packets that they can't compensate and it causes problems? Or do we hold them all and not drop any? And then everything has to wait when there's congestion. So we sacrifice latency for, I don't even know what to call it, quality or completeness, I don't know. When you don't drop any, if you're just buffering everything all the time and you're trying to get all the packets through, you have high latency.
Yeah.
You can drop packets when there's congestion and allow certain things through, and that lowers your latency drastically.
And memory usage and CPU load. And
So you want to do that up to the point that you drop so many packets it causes other problems. You don't want that to happen. And just like you said, if you're holding on to packets for a long time, your CPU load, your memory, everything gets eaten up. So to deal with congestion, you want to drop packets. That's a good thing.
But TCP is built for that. It relies on a system of, I sent this packet, and then it waits for, I got your packet. So if it's saying, I sent this packet,
And there's no reply,
I sent this packet,
then it does it again. Right?
I sent this packet, it'll just do it again and again until it gets a reply.
Yeah.
Or until the program realizes a timeout is happening and it copies it, whatever, however your program.
And even UDP is designed to drop packets. It doesn't check. It doesn't know how many got dropped.
Yeah.
But if you're using UDP, you realize that there will be dropped packets, and that should be okay with whatever you're using it for. You have to design that as a developer that's using UDP. If you're doing video streaming, if you're Netflix, it's your responsibility to make sure that when packets are dropped, you can still put the video together. That's why buffer and the quality goes down. That's what's going on. All right, so we've got our queues. We've introduced basic priority.
We can test it.
We test it. That's right. Everybody run a speed test.
Bring up both simple queue traffic graphs. If you can. That's fine.
Yeah, speed test.
So there's 3 megs, 2.1. I'm going to start line.
Holy moly. I had a burst there of 72 meg.
Oh, that was probably just the initial,
Yeah, that's
yeah. It's just because it hadn't averaged yet. The rate limiter
Yeah,
wasn't.
mine's 1.2 down and 1.6.
Cars
up.
flash, really? Oh my god.
Yeah, does anyone have a recommendation? I keep hitting up all these advertisements.
Oh.
Take this app, get this app, do this app.
I'm doing Open Signal.
Bandwidthplace.com.
I'm doing Open Signal.
Open signal's a good one.
Let's see.
It's an app that just directly does it. Tells me where the cell phone towers are at too.
Oh, I have that program actually. Are you to ham?
Hmm?
Are you a ham operator?
Or will be.
Are you a ham operator?
Yeah, I'm a ham operator.
Nice.
Oh, we need to talk.
You're in a good group.
There's something I really want to bring up once you're done. I don't want to hijack the conversation. I don't want to use your namespace.
Also,
It's cool. We're friendly here.
Chase, open up the queues, just the queues thing, dialogue. Just plain queues dialogue. Then you're gonna see red,
Yes.
red and yellows happen.
Thanks, dude. I didn't know about this.
This is great when you have a lot of queues and you got a lot going on, like he does. He can visually see right away what queues are full, what's going on.
If one's showing red constantly, you know it's getting hammered by something.
Okay, keep constantly testing.
Boom. Q's full. Ha.
Yep.
Man, that was.
Oh look, it's getting
Yellow means
hammered.
it's buffering. Red means it's dropping. Yeah, yellow means it's holding on. So.
Oh wow, look at that. Somebody just.
Wham.
Yeah, man, I got terrible.
Oh!
Yeah.
Both queues are full. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. So, ideally, even though we're all sharing that same bandwidth, what are you guys getting for your results?
I was getting 600 kilobytes.
Oh, yeah, because you're getting overwritten by us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still getting 5 megs, but I think we're.
I got-
I'm getting
One
8 megs on my
download.
laptop. One down?
No, 0.1.
Oh, nice. All right, I'm going to stay off the private. Anybody that's on the public, do your thing.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, do it again, and we'll stay
Okay.
off the private.
Yeah, because the upload was 1.45, but the download was like.
So what, we got 3 or 4 of you that should be sharing these 3 megs then. So you should get better. Instead of just getting overrode by us, your queue is full.
Not even a meg.
Oh, oh.
Also, click on the statistics tab on the public queue now.
Yeah, 700 down.
I
700
got
kill.
1.4 down. Now we're trying to be up.
1.9 down. No, sorry. 2. Sorry. 700
Is there still
kilobytes.
stuff going on in the private?
I don't think so.
I had
Yeah,
2.3
Oh, okay.
2.
Wow, I only got 0.3
There we go. See,
up.
she got off, and now we jumped up another half meg.
And keep in mind, you guys only have 3 megs to split between all of you.
Right.
So,
Oh, it's split between. Okay.
Yeah, you are all sharing this
3 megs.
So we're pretty.
3 meg cap.
We're pretty
So it's about right on, right?
What? Yeah.
Pretty close. I mean, there's still
I got
overhead
1
and stuff.
megabyte.
I mean, yeah, about a megabyte each of you.
About a megabyte.
Yeah,
Got a meg.
there you go.
And then you can see there, it's queuing packets right now. It's queued 6 of them. It's 4 of them. 7.
And it
if the
tells us how
queue-
many have dropped.
Almost
the
got
queue-
2 upload on that one.
If the queue starts getting too full, or if the queue...
You're fine. You can, this is the WuLUG meeting, but
Yeah.
you won't bother us if
There's plenty of space.
you go wherever you need to. It's okay. Cut in front of the camera. All right.
But yeah, once the queue gets too full, it'll just start dropping packets, and we'll see those stats come up there as well.
Ooh, I got it all now.
Yeah, you're probably the only one on right now.
Yeah, true. I
Okay.
had some spikes at like 3.23.
You might.
Yeah. So that's just the averager. You know, it averages through.
So instead of having
It's-
to calculate
2.8.
your average users, and let's say if we're a restaurant or something, or a coffee shop, can you just say, okay, all these guys on my private get 9 megabytes? Because that's what I thought was happening.
like per.
Yeah, per user.
So that's
You
where
have-
we would get into some more complex stuff.
It's called a
Okay.
hotspot, and it does run it. You can do it. It's pretty straightforward.
We won't do hotspot tonight.
But yeah, we'll do it
Okay.
tonight.
Let's say it's not a hotspot. Let's say, let's say we want to give each of you guys your space. The simple way to do that
Cat's meow.
would just set this to 9, Then you share a 9, right? The non-simple way, we can do it. Give me a second. I gotta think of that through.
You would set an access list rule.
Hang on. I'm going down a different path, so hang on. Let me think this through for a second. It wouldn't be. It would be a PCQ. I think we can do it with a PCQ. How do I make a PCQ?
Run your speed test again.
Aha.
Um, how do I tell it to run on? Connect. I would have to mangle it and then do a PCQ.
It's easier.
What'd you do?
Run the speed test first.
You did an address list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys able to run it?
Yeah.
What'd you get? Oh, it's still running.
Well, I just
Did you disable the other queue?
No.
Oh, because the address list will overwrite the queue?
It's
No.
it's just separate.
But they're still limited by
Some
the other
level.
queue then, right?
It says 21 megs. I think you get a weird program maybe.
That's cool. How did I blow by that? I don't know.
Oh, that's crazy.
What are you guys getting on your
Same
speed
thing.
test?
You get the same thing?
Point, 0.15.
I got 21 meg up, man.
Yeah, how'd you?
How'd I do that?
I'm only getting 1.8.
Okay, so I probably need to clear you guys' registrations in the wireless.
Yeah, I'm getting 150 kilobytes download and 1.4 megabytes up.
0.4?
Oh, 1.4.
I'm gonna drop you all your battery. You should just automatically reconnect. So,
Yeah, yeah.
let's see what happens.
Connection. Check connection.
But yeah, try again once you reconnect. This is one of those things that needs to be set up before you start getting people on it. So.
What do you actually do? Just limiting the people.
Or address list. Yeah. I'll show you. I want to make sure it works first.
While he's doing that. If you guys want to learn more, this book is actually not that good, but it is quick.
Way to pitch it, man.
It is quick, and it is a quick reference for a lot of Mikrotik stuff. I wish he would come out with a RiderOS version 6, though, because a lot changed from when he wrote this.
Dude, look.
How long has this work been out? This is 6th version.
Oh, yeah,
Are
it's been
you
out for a
on the
while.
guest? Are you on the
Yeah.
public?
Yeah, it originally came from Latvia.
Sure you're on the public?
Yeah, and then they just exploded all over Europe. And then from there, like,
Your app is wrong.
Africa, South America, all the poor countries that didn't have good network
I've never
infrastructure,
seen that.
built network infrastructure because these were so powerful and cheap.
How do you get
I can't wait to show you what I brought you, bro. I think it's a big treat, dude. I'll be right back.
Good.
It could be queuing. Yeah. Are you getting 3 megs still?
I'm.
That
getting-
explains it because I got this
Right.
weird.
No, I got 0.48 down, but almost 3 up, so I'll try it again.
This is strange. Should be getting that much up. That 0.48 is right on the money. Yeah, you're getting full upload. Strange. So it can limit it coming out, but it can't limit it coming in. That's probably due to a Mikrotik thing.
Huh? No.
In the access list? Yeah, I bet it
Oh.
can't throttle how fast something can send things to it.
Oh, up.
Yeah, I don't know about the access list. I'm not sure you're right.
Well, you just, if you're the access list, it's actually,
By the way.
no, just wireless addresses.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, no, I know the answer to this. I gotta think this through. I know the answer. It's because.
Just TX just fine, that sounds like. But that's coming from the Mikrotik.
Because they cannot
They can't throttle on their side.
control
Yeah, so like.
what you transmit at
Yeah.
on wireless. They can control what they accept at, but not what you transmit at. And this is controlling what the radio is doing.
If it was 2 Mikrotiks, you could do it.
Yes.
It would work.
Because you control from either side.
They talk that
It-
protocol.
Right.
I see. So
But
I can.
this microchip does not have power to tell your phone to only transmit at this rate. And that's essentially what we'd be trying to do.
So my phone's just like slugging things at him.
Until it gets hit by the queue, which is 3 megs.
Right.
The queue is at a packet level.
Right. And this isn't, it would not be beneficial to us to tell this to just not listen, right? If we want to drop things, we go tell it to drop things in.
But, I mean, the simple way to do it is in a hotspot. We're not going to cover hotspots, though.
Yeah, in a hotspot you can do that.
That's how you control it.
We should do a hotspot. I don't know as much about hotspots though. I got.
I'm going to clear those limits we set up.
Okay. I have another way.
Well, we don't have to
I'm
do
having
that either.
trouble deciding.
Because, I mean, the absolute proper way of doing that scenario in a coffee shop where you have individual users you want to limit, it's a hotspot, hands down. You should be running a hotspot system there.
And what makes the difference between that? How would that work? So
The hotspot is an actual whole part in here where you set up when someone logs in, do you want them to get an advertisement pop up? Do you want them to have to log in to a system?
Yeah.
And then will that system tell the router, set this person at this speed for this amount of time? It controls all that on the fly. So as soon as they connect to the wireless, they get dropped into the hotspot decides what speed they're at, if they need to log in, if they're going to get an advertisement every X amount of minutes,
Yeah.
whatever, all that stuff.
Aha. Okay. I know how to do it. I think.
You're it, man.
So you wiped your thing.
Yeah, it's
I'm
all-
free to do mine.
it's all out.
All right.
It's dope.
Let's go to these queue types. Let's make another one. We're gonna call this. This is a different kind of queue called a PC queue, which is per connection queue. Okay. So this is what, like we talked about connections. We're gonna do this by connection now, which the other queue wasn't necessarily working by connections. It was a simple queue. It doesn't think that deep. So PC queue, we're gonna separate in between upload and download for what we're doing, and we're gonna tell it it's a PC queue. We're gonna since this one is upload, it will be source address is the classifier. Yes. So this is gonna this type of queue that we've created that is a PC queue type is going to mark connections by source address. So this is a good start. We're going to copy this. We're going to do the same thing for download.
How'd you? Oh, you just hit copy.
Yep. And instead of, since this is download now, we care about where the traffic's going to. We want the destination address. That's how we're going to mark. So we've made these two, and now we're going to go back to simple queues and use these queues we made. This was just creating the queue type. We didn't actually create a queue. We just created the type of queue with our settings. I'm going to turn these off. Actually, we're going to use them. So now with these simple queues, we got one for public and one for private. Let's do these side by side. It's just like what we've had, except under advanced, I'm going to tell it to use our type of queue that we made. I should upload them. And now this should do it per connection, I believe.
You may want to set the limit add to 3 megs on this side of it.
Huh?
This is just the max limit, but if you're doing like a specialized connection, you may want to set the limit add to 3 megs there,
Oh, yeah, good call.
just to make sure that everything's talking the same.
Okay, try running speed test. Let's see if that did it. I think maybe it did.
You can set that to 1 meg actually. That way, or maybe half a meg.
Let's see if we get 3 megs each. Should I put these into unlimited or 10 or something?
Just unlimited, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I probably need to clear you guys from the wireless too, because you still have that other rule I put in.
Did you just clear them from the wireless?
I didn't clear them from the wireless. I just removed the access list rule. It says, it looks like it's working okay.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. No problem.
I can't go above 3. 3 is where it has to be. What are you getting on your speed test? Is it working? Or is it not working?
You can do it.
I'm only getting like 300 kilobytes
So is it if I go
down.
above 3? The hard limit is apparently on the advanced tab. You're getting how many? No, you're not getting 3?
280 kilobytes down, and 3.2 up. Oh wait, finals 2.7. So my down wasn't very good.
I got down 104, up.
Do they have to disconnect and
155.
reconnect since you had the access list thing?
I'll just clear just in case. It might be part of that. It doesn't say that there's an issue with that anymore, but it doesn't mean it.
But why is the up so much higher?
That is curious.
If the up is higher, that's because of the thing that I was doing.
It is,
Oh,
actually. That confirms it.
So we're getting about a meg down, but 3 megabytes up.
Yes. Because what he did to try to limit it before this way, he was limiting it at the wireless interface and saying like each of these people connected, their caps are these. But when you do it that way, we can dictate how fast the radio speaks to you. And there's a field where you can say like how fast you can speak back, but it doesn't really do anything because we don't have control over the speed at which your phone transmits back to us.
Okay.
It doesn't do it at packet level. It does that at interface.
Do I need to get off and get back on?
How fast you want to talk?
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is doing it at a packet level though.
See if
Yeah, I
that
got
fixes it.
1.52 down and 1.3 up.
That's still not right. You should be getting 3.
So there's 3 megs on the whole interface right now. On the on the whole queue.
So it's still limited. I should be able to set this to unlimited, but look what happens, Nathan, when I do. Oh, not this side. Sorry.
I know. I tried it too. I saw.
So why are we still running into a problem here?
Okay, now I'm showing better. I've got I've got 2.8 down and
That's
but
good.
I've got 3.39 up.
That's what we want. That's good.
So just need to look.
Oh, I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 1 now, almost 1.
You should each get 3.
Holy moly!
I don't think this is quite the right way of doing it, so I don't think that's why it's working well.
Okay, I just ran another one and down I'm at 2.64. That looks like
Yeah, well, we're getting 300 kilobytes.
So you guys are fighting each other.
Yeah.
and 209 for
The
that
hotspot's the
one.
right way to do this, anyways. Like this isn't.
Well, but the hotspot's not right if you're not authenticating through the hotspot. Like if this were a private network for business, this would be a realistic case. And a hotspot wouldn't be the right way to do that.
Yeah,
Like
it could.
if we wanted to say we got this computer lab with 20 computers on this half of it, and we want each one to get a certain amount individually.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we would be trying to do. Hotspot would be unnecessary to set that up in here because we don't care about authenticating individuals.
You don't have to authenticate. The
It's just
hotspot can
on
just
the
grab the
public.
MAC address when you first connect to the wireless.
This week has-
Authentication can happen behind you without even knowing. That's how we do our wireless.
Yeah, but you're still running the whole hotspot when you don't have to.
If you want to control individual users, it's really easy. You can even set their speeds on the fly.
But somebody would have to operate, someone would have to man it, it would just be.
Yeah, it'd just be done automatically.
Oh, really? You wouldn't need like an IT guy to actually. Like I'm thinking of like so I work at Beechcraft, right? So
Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
It's kind of.
I know, like
You know.
You figured it out,
it's
Chase?
Not, it's
I
not
know.
regulated at all. It's just if everyone's on it, it goes to crap.
Right, yeah.
I know why. Hang on. Do I know why? This should be working. I did something wrong somewhere.
I got 1.6 and then 1.8
Are you on private or public?
public.
But the problem is when you do it at the same time, you start fighting. You each get your 3, but you still fight each other for the total 3, which is what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
So we're still sharing 3, it's just whoever gets it
Yeah.
first gets 3.
Yeah, the
It's not called
private for me
private,
was
it's called,
5.
too far.
No, this is it.
Oh, okay.
That's my problem. It's because 0 still means that there's no per user rate, per connection rate. There, now try it.
Latency went down. Still not very good. Maybe I need to
We might have
read.
to tweak the other Q too.
Yeah, because you chunkified the whole thing. It's kind of clunky now.
Okay, hold on. We're getting there. I'm gonna go back to
I got
simple Qs.
2.1 and then
Look something
2.0.
up.
It's like I'm running ISDN on my phone. Gotta remember when everybody thought that was blazing fast. Well, it was over a dial-up mode, but
Oops.
I think I'm actually gonna look at the pricing on the Cox Gigablast.
What do you get now? Still chunky?
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, Gigablast?
Yeah, Cox is something coming out called Gigablast.
Oh yeah, I got.
You mean they give you a
Chunky
gig?
or not
Yeah.
chunky?
Like they give you
Oh,
gig.
the latency was real down. I was like,
What was your
nah, it's
bandwidth?
terrible.
Bet that's
Nah,
expensive.
What do you-
200 kilobytes.
Yeah, probably.
Well, my up is.
I'm gonna look at the price.
should
tag.
balance to 3 now. Are you
It's
guys
all over
running?
the place.
Yeah, I still got 170 down.
Okay. 170K.
I'm
got-
1.2 down.
Megs.
Someone up.
I got 1.9 down and 1.2 up.
And you guys were running at the same time, so that's
Yeah.
really not that bad. That's closer.
So maybe my app,
Well, we're on the same app, and we're getting.
crappy thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, I know, but maybe it's the app itself.
Yeah, it's just like testing poorly.
I think there's something wrong with our app, with the app. Because I got some weird stuff when I was in Sedona. Did I send you that picture, Chase?
It's still limiting the entire queue. And I don't want...
Yeah.
The entire queue should go well above 3.
Yeah, because when you're not testing, I get about,
Oh, well,
I get
that's-
about a megabyte.
Well, the per connection queue, this is what it's for. I'm apparently using it wrong though.
Blast. Look at that. Download unavailable. But look at that. See, that's what I got. I got this stuff weird in Sedona. Look, its download was in. Whoa. So my download here showed up 6.4, and my upload was 69 meg.
Jesus.
So
Where?
Yeah, it's got 70 megabytes up.
70 up.
No, that's broken, dude. That
Yeah, what do you-
can't be.
What are you connected to?
I think it's the this open signal app is
Maybe.
screwing up on
You
how
should-
it does its deal.
Go to the one he's going to. His seems legit.
What are you going to, man?
I'm going to bandwidthplace.com.
Yeah, that's another thing of our test. We should all be on the same internet, right?
Yeah, there you go.
This thing is getting hit now. I'm just struggling to get 0.1. Damn.
Oh, I can't use Google search
Wait.
because it's so bad.
Oh.
Well, what happened here?
I can't
I
even
had a,
test mine.
Mikrotik hotspot
0.1.
gateway.
Oh yeah, man, we broke it, dude.
Hey, why am I getting shuttled to a
Network
Mikrotik
communication
hotspot?
issues.
That's
Oh,
Vince.
he turned the hotspot on.
Hey, when did you turn the
Try.
hotspot?
Hey, try it now. Don't put them in the hotspot yet, please, or don't rate limit them in the hotspot. Try it again. Let's see if that just fixed it.
No.
Why am I stuck in the hotspot still?
You shouldn't be anymore.
Disconnect and reconnect since you're in the hospital.
No, you don't have to reconnect. You should just let it go.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm still on the one I was. Yeah, I'm not.
You should.
Oh, okay. Something changed now because now the
Yes, it's working now.
upload is.
Boom, yeah.
I think it's working now, the way we want it to. Is it capping you guys at 3 megs?
Yeah, it's about 3. It's an
Yeah,
average
I got-
of 3.
Oh, you're using the.
Okay.
I got
Yeah.
3.1 and then 3.4.
It was my fault, sorry. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
So let me walk
what
you
was
through what we
it?
did.
So what was it that you changed?
Okay, let me walk you through what we did. Now that we got it figured out. Let's close private. So what I did from the beginning is I went to Q types and I made a custom Q type. I made one for upload limit and one for download limit, and they're type of PCQ, so it's per connection. And I set the rate to 3 megs, and I said for upload, I want to classify it from source address, and for download, I want to classify it as destination address. So what this is going to do, it's going to set this 3 megs for each address if I use this type of queue. And then I went and made a queue that uses this type of queue. So now that I've made that type of queue, I went and I made my queue public. I told it to target this space, this subnet. And then I set the total maxes to 9. Now, under the advanced tab, I told it to use the type of queue I created, which is going to limit it per connection to 3,
Okay.
right? But everybody together is still limited at 9,
So you needed to make it upward or so 9.
right? So 3 people using this will get 3 megs. Once we have the 4th person, that 4th person is going to start carving into your 9 megs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I see. So you didn't have this high enough.
Yes. I was still limiting the entire thing to 3 megs regardless what I did. per
Under your
connection.
advanced, is that still at 3 megs though?
No, I set that back to
So
unlimited. I didn't touch
why
that.
would, at this rate, why not just give
So I'm
them?
not exactly sure what that
Why
does
not give them the
different.
full 10?
Give-
Oh, because we switched
Because
like our,
every
I was just thinking 3 people, 3 megs. I mean, if I wanted 4 people to have 3 megs, I'd set it to 12.
I see.
But it would be capped by our gateway, which is at 10.
I want to try some. I want to change the PCQ rule you said.
So we would have to go raise the gateway again.
If you set your PCQ rule to 0 and you set this to 3.
0 means that PCQ that I made would do nothing.
Yeah, but if you set this to 3, bear with me here.
Yeah.
Set this to 3 right here. I
Oh,
want to know if that makes that work.
I got you. So should we just change this back to default
No.
or default small?
Keep it at PCQ, but keep the PCQ at 0 and set the limit at 3 right here. So,
0 here means no limit per connection.
right. And then go back to the other one. Set that to 3 right there, up right there.
If that works, then what's the point? We wouldn't need the custom queue, right? We'd just be able to do it with a small queue. Try it. See what you guys get.
I got 3.
3.
Get,
One person gets 3, everybody else sucks.
I'm getting 3 actually.
I got 7.12.
Killing it.
7.12 down.
I don't know what's going on there.
It's definitely at 9 megs right now.
I got 4.34
I got
down.
5 for my down.
See, they're able to go over the 3
Because
meg
the
cap.
max limit isn't limiting them. Yeah.
So what does this field do?
Oh, it's actually says I got 5 down, 4 up.
Yeah, I got
Send
I
me
got
See,
about
three
that.
up.
so all of you,
I would've
all of you
thought
right now are sharing the 10 megs.
Yeah, I would have thought that.
I don't know what this field does. This is new. This wasn't here before.
Target download.
Let's look it up.
So we got Google.
Yep. Because I want to know now what that does.
So did these Mikrotik guys make Winbox, or that's something else? That's
No, they make Winbox.
Okay, yeah, because you said it's proprietary. It's proprietary.
But you can SSH into it. You can telnet. I always turn
You can do
telnet
all
off,
this
but
same stuff.
There's a web interface
CLI.
too. The web interface looks a lot like Winbox.
Okay.
I always turn that off though because I don't.
And the radio receiver is only, or the transceiver, it's only Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah,
It's
look at that.
Well, they make like boards. Like this is a pre-built package, and you don't change anything. That's just what they say. You can order just the boards, and then you can put whatever radios you want. He's gonna take one apart for you. So the ones that are easy to get is 5.8 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz for Wi-Fi. You can easily get like the 400 megahertz, and some of them have slots and USB ports, so you can do like cellular networks. It really, your limit is whether there's a driver or not for your card.
Nice.
That's really the limit. So if you can find a radio that has a driver in Mikrotik, then it would work. But yeah, anything mainstream that's not like really weird.
In that case, it's just,
And there's other boards. Like,
Yeah, it's like
they have
nothing,
boards of all sizes and
Yeah.
shapes. They have
This is
boards
just
that hold
a-
4 cards. That
this is a
hold,
third-party case that they've designed for the router board style. You buy just this board though, you don't even get the case.
Yeah.
And-
And it has a built-in radio here.
Didn't
And that's what I'm using
we
for this
see
one.
inside your broken one?
And then
Yeah.
this one is
Okay.
just these two antennas.
it's not broken. It's still
No,
working.
well, it's not broken, but
It's always
two
broken.
radios.
It always works too.
The nice thing is this can take in a signal and then it can rebroadcast.
Yeah, like one at 5 gigahertz and then one at 2.4.
Exactly. And you could take in data at 2.4 and rebroadcast it at 5.
Yeah,
and
so
it
they don't
seamlessly
collide with each
happens.
other. God, it's.
Nice.
Yeah.
All in the
It's
same
Oh my
nice.
god, I'm buying one tonight.
And what's really beautiful, especially like this. Let's say that
You can do 900.
let's say that I am small business, little office, a few people. I want to do wireless. I can have my feed from Cox, set it up just like what we're doing, and then let's say that I want a cheap backup internet. This USB port on the side, I could just go to Verizon and get one of their USB internet 3G
Yeah.
things, plug it in, and it's going to show up as an
There you
interface and
go.
work. And I can treat it
Oh, man.
just like any of these
If
interfaces.
only this thing was a modem too. Do they have a modem adapter? Or is it
Well, you can.
The cell reception.
What kind of modem are you talking about exactly?
like a coaxial? Just like if I want to replace my rental.
Oh no, they don't do that.
Unfortunately, no.
That'd
be
So
sick.
you still gotta. That's all proprietary. You gotta.
Yeah,
use this stuff.
you gotta sell out to Motorola.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's all proprietary through Motorola.
yeah, I'm actually not a fan of bundling modems and routers.
I
Because
mean, neither am I, but it'd be nice to
'cause
have a
I don't
whole
think.
package.
Well, maybe,
It would
I don't
be.
know.
It would be.
Just for
That's
like
what they
package
sent
sake.
me.
what they're doing though,
Yeah, but
not on
pay the
this.
license
Let me see
to
which one
Motorola
is
to be able to supply the hardware. So, and so as many other people.
Okay, so some of their boards that they have SFP cages, so you can put a fiber module in it. Some of them actually already just like, yeah. So for fiber to the home, that's ready to go.
I think they
Yeah,
all just do
man.
5 SF.
And I think they care a lot more about that. In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
future
'cause that's the
than-
future. I mean, coaxial's gonna die hopefully soon.
Uh-huh. We had this conversation yesterday.
So wait, but like Weed State wouldn't want to give me the direct fiber line though.
No, but it would be great because they would, if they had control of the router, then they could use that router on their fiber network to hand signal off to you however they want.
Yeah.
And that'd be so.
We do that with our
No.
business fiber people. With our business fibers, we tell them, you want fiber with us, we'll give you the core router.
Right.
Has the SFP cage in it, hooks up to our fiber, and we'll control your router from there.
Yep.
And that's what is basically the modem, the fiber port.
Now Google, I think, will let you have your own router with the fiber directly connected.
Wait, Google?
Yeah, but they want you to buy their crazy router with the 57 antennas, you know, and
Yeah.
you know.
Wait a minute.
Do they let you have your own router?
Wait,
I
is
wouldn't
that
think
that
so.
new?
I think they do.
There's
new
some
round deal?
there's some
There's another one. That's
compatibility
their older
things that
one.
I don't
The
think
new
you
round
can
deal.
get.
I think they have a
But, like,
box
you
that
can't
their
buy-
fiber goes
you
into, but I think
buy
you can
this
plug fiber into it.
100% you would have
You
to
can get
buy their
Google?
SFP.
If you go to Kansas City.
You have to.
No. I think they have it like a box that just has,
I see,
you know,
directly to your
to
house.
simplify
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
has two SFP
yeah.
cages. One's for you and one's with their fiber goes
Oh,
into.
okay. If that's
I
the-
think they can do that, or they do that sometimes.
Yeah, even so, you'd still have to get an SFP cage that is compatible with their hardware.
Right.
So
But that's, you know, most of them. I mean, I don't know.
hopefully, in my experience, I found routers that do not support certain SFPs, especially Dell.
But there will have to be some device, no matter how they send it to you, whether it's copper, fiber, air, that they control at your place, that they limit your connection at, and then after
Yeah.
that it's you.
Yeah, it's still
No matter what medium
Yeah,
they use.
it's still a modem. A modem is a modem is a modem. No matter what
Right.
DSL or cable connection or fiber optics, you still have a modem that regulates your speed
Yeah.
at the premise.
It's like a throttle control.
Yep.
For your,
It's like those filters that you can take off on the Cox line, right?
Oh, the analog filters?
Yeah, the analog.
It's all
filters.
digital now.
Yeah, that's starting to go away, but it used to be. The scramblers, you go watch scrambled porn.
I think I did though.
It's all digital.
I know, but I think I did do it.
From where?
Oklahoma.
Oh, they might be. They still have some
Well,
analog.
maybe if it's an old ISP, like if it's any reliable cable ISP,
It's Cox, isn't it?
It's Cox.
Cox should be all
And
digital.
so you took a filter off, and then did it change your cable or do anything?
I got
special?
TV through
What? How many channels?
like probably.
So they just
30.
put a block on like a lifeline.
Probably
so,
the basic.
Yeah, it's basic TV, and they had a block because you didn't buy it. But basic TV is still coming in on analog, so you just unblocked basic TV.
Well, and I got digital too.
Well, digital basic.
Yeah, digital basic.
It's
It
the
was-
same-
the quality wasn't good because they did something to where
It's probably a shitty network if they're still doing it that way. I don't know.
The lifeline channels is probably the same stuff you can just get over the air anyways. If you just put a TV antenna on your roof,
Yeah.
you'd probably get the
You might actually get better
Yeah, you
quality if
probably
you
get better.
put
we
it-
did get better quality on that
Just
thing.
don't know
But
if you
I
did.
just wanted to see if it worked, and it was totally distorted though, like the image. Like they wanted.
They might scramble it.
They
So you
scramble
might have to have other filters that you put on to unscramble it.
Yeah, like you want to buy their Cox box.
It's a set-top box. Yeah, everything's going to set-top box because everything is digital now, unless you have a TV that can decrypt it.
Sorry, I'm still trying to look up what
Cable
that
man.
was.
But yeah, actually,
We're getting up.
the Cox guy when it came to my.
Do you wanna talk about your thing while I look this up?
Yeah, so speaking of networking, I'm really big into USRPs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you guys know what this is. So it's a universal software radio, radio software peripheral. And so when I was a senior in college, I made a flying drone for disaster relief. So it'd go. The reason why I have a ham license is because you need one to operate at 900 megahertz.
Yep.
Right.
So what we made is we made this drone that would fly around and would connect people to this and send out messages. And so I want to continue messing with that. but
Where did you go to school at?
Florida International University in Miami.
And you're going to school here now?
Yeah, I'm a
Graduate?
master's student.
Awesome.
Yeah,
What's your degree?
It's an MBA.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we have a master's degree. Yeah, yeah.
So
What made you decide
that's
to
cool.
go here?
So that's a software-defined radio.
Yeah, but it's a little bit more
A little more
robust.
logic to it.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little more
What?
robust.
Where'd you get it?
Yeah.
But
How much are they?
this was like $1,000.
Yeah. I wondered.
Wow.
Holy moly.
I wondered what I was touching.
Yeah.
Was it just for internet needs or communication?
Just for
stuff?
communication.
Communication.
So I wanted to bring today what I had, which I got a BeagleBone, and I was able to connect to this, and I was able to make a mobile network. So you can have
Yeah.
your own cell phone tower wherever you go.
These do 900 megahertz on the free band side of it.
Really?
Yeah, the unlicensed band of 900 megahertz, which is only 3 channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 900 megahertz cards that fit in, and you just need a 900 megahertz antenna from that point.
Yeah, one of these guys. I'm
And then
gonna
it shows up just like an interface.